All right, guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a left-hand start against the third legendary Tervigon. And we're going to go ahead and run from this formation. So important thing to notice is that you can connect with this Tervigon on turn one on both a left and a right-hand start. From a right-hand start, you want to put Aleph Newell right where my Archimados is. And you can move 1, 2, 3, 4 spots up and use his scarabs right away. He will die, but his scarabs will survive due to their swarm. And then you'll have an extra turn to get in with all your other heroes. Next thing we always look at is how can we get all of our units into a position closest to the boss, but still getting +1 movement bonus from our Makotep. And we'll go ahead and we'll pass turn. So unfortunately, the boss has decided that he is going to summon, even though that's definitely not what we would have wanted him to do. And we'll go ahead and we will pop 2 scarabs on this guy. Knew it wasn't going to kill him, so we didn't rely on being able to move Makotep into his spot. Instead, we positioned ourselves in a way where we would create the scarab someplace on the outside where Makotep can connect with both of them on one turn, hoping to get some replications off of them, but not succeeding. So some bad RNG for the run already right there, but that's all right. We'll go ahead and move our units to the left side, hoping to keep them alive just a little bit longer. And we will succeed in doing so. We have now lost enough units where it makes sense to use our Anafet and getting a full round of summons. And now we see we can only attack from melee from here with Yarick, and we can move into melee here with Archimados. And this will be about how we're going to get the most damage off. High ground gets taken up by another one of my units, but we can free ourselves up to move into melee with Anafet now. And the summons are pretty much just distractions for the enemy's summons. And so we're looking at 10k. We're going to roll right back into another run, because normally I can get the boss to stay in one spot. And so we'll go right ahead and fight again and see if we can have any better luck on the second run. Starting with the left-hand start again, and we will go ahead and use the same opening. And pass turn. And this time we are lucky enough to get the spot. So we're going to go ahead and use our Aleph Newell in a way that gets us some units on high ground. But we're not actually going to use his ability right away. Instead, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and move some other units into melee and get both of our scarabs on high ground. And then we'll go ahead and get our attacks off, moving Makotep to high ground as well. And unfortunately, however, losing our Anufet. But we can still do a lot to keep the boss in one spot for at least one more turn here, even though we've had really bad RNG with the summons. And you'll see we've actually already passed the damage of the first run. Very easily passed the damage of the first run. Looking at 14,000 here. Just because we managed to keep the boss in spot. And with our last round, we hope that our scarabs hit the boss at all, but they don't. They ignore him and just move on to the ads. And we get a little bit of 15.3 thousand. So as you can see, if I'd had a little bit more luck with who the boss attacked, getting my Anafet spawns off, replications from the scarabs, you could easily get about 20,000 without having too overpowered of units on this boss.